Greetings. The Watchers, also known as the Anunnaki, are known to be, through biblical stories, both through the Old Testament and the Bible, as well as Babylonian writings, as well as Assyrian writings, as well as writings all over the world. The Native Americans have talked about them. There are many, many civilizations around the world that have understood the story, the true story and the true account of the Anunnakis, who actually came onto the earth plane in early civilizations and began to create hijacking of the human vessel and the human beings. The human beings, when they were seated onto the earth, were originally meant to be in the divine design of Creator God, angelic humans. And the Anunnakis came and they began to, as the story goes, and this would go back to the story of the Garden of Eden, where they tempted the partners in the Garden of Eden and caused a splicing of the soul and therefore also the DNA. The writings that are around the globe right now are beginning to help to decode this information, because much of it has been absolutely oppressed and suppressed around the world, partially because the Anunnakis are still on the earth and also in the other dimensions manipulating humans that are on the earth. So the story is that they began to have sex with the human woman, and that caused splitting of the gene code and corruption to the gene code that split the two souls apart, and that's the twin soul story, at least part of it, or the beginning of it. The Watchers are also still on the earth plane, and ultimately what they were wanting to do is that they wanted to create a slave race out of the humans on this planet. They have also, along with draconians and other types of star races, caused wars and destruction in other planetary systems. And so here we are essentially living out a whole saga that has been written about since the very beginning of humanity. But the truth is that many souls who are awakening now have remembrance of timelines far beyond anything that history has ever written about. We have been lied to in every single direction in our story. So as the souls that are starting to have full-blown DNA activations and awakenings, we have soul remembrance of timelines long before our history books tell us that we were here. This is part 1. I'll continue to work on part 2. Namaste.